There you go, it's going.
Okay, this is going to be our update of our game gallery. This is the Xbox 360 edition.
Pickles.
This is my character here. See? Fable 2. Here's everything I've unlocked so far. The Executioner, the Extremist. What did you say the Paragon is?
It's when you either get completely pure or completely corrupt.
I got pure evil and pure purity, so I guess that's the Paragon one.
Yeah.
Extremist, the Goth. Of course, I did that without even trying.
It's fitting.
It just was natural to me. Pickles, can you help me? Anything you want to say about this game?
Well, just that they obviously put a lot of time into it. No matter all the different reviews that they do for this one, I think they tend to grade them a little too harshly because, you know, it's obvious that they put a lot of time into this. And
I like it as much as the first one, I think.
yeah.
And so our story begins.
Whatever you need to do to get straight on. I'm just happy to be able to play a female character that looks like a female, to have children.
Yeah.
Although all my children have been taken away recently. Pickles!
Sweet pickles!
Keep me warm. Okay, I'm in the Temple of the Shadows right now because right now I'm in a particularly evil phase. You can tell because my dog is getting very black.
You have to admit, anyone stupid enough to follow one of us down here deserves to die in the most gruesome manner.
There's some people that I recently sacrificed. Come here, Ozzy. It's my dog, Ozzy. Doesn't want to come over. His eyes are glowing red. That's the first time I noticed that. You see?
Oh yeah. I got a good view of them.
See his eyes?
Oh yeah. That's neat.
And I'm wearing my wizard hat. I have a master cleaver. I still have a halo. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Working next to the wheel used to put me off food, but not anymore. Still can't touch black puddings.
I wish I could make it so you could see me better.
Oh, if you go in your
Yeah.
menu. Oh yeah.
I've got a lot of will user markings, but I'm also pretty scarred.
At least, you know, they actually have a female character in this Fable.
Oh, I like that hat too.
Yeah, that's the one I meant. That neat wizard's hat. Neat master cutlass. That's the blade I use too.
Oh, here, let's go somewhere. Oh, I'll show the only house that I have. No, I don't have any families. I killed everyone in Oakfield.
Yeah.
And so my two husbands and my gypsy wife all divorced me. They took away all my children. So let's see, it's in Brightwood. It's one of my houses. I'll show that one. I've rented out my other home since there's no one there.
Yeah.
Is it loud enough?
I think so, yeah. Do you own the tower?
No.
Hmm.
You can see the dog better. It's in the daylight. You can see. It looks a little bit lighter in this. Anyway, it's so pretty on this game. Look at
Yeah.
Very good graphics, of course.
That's what spoils me, is this TV, you know? The
Oh,
graphics
yeah.
on it are very, striking.
Oops. You found something. Dig spot. Oh, I love having the dog help you find treasures and stuff.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people said was really helpful.
Money. Always good. Pretty. You can just run through the flowers and they move, you know, they react to you and stuff.
Yeah, that was one of the things they said they worked on a lot. Ooh.
Oh, great. I do like having thistles.
Guard.
Oh, well, I'm actually going more toward the gypsy camp.
It's where the old ruins of the Heroes Guild are. I kept trying to figure out where that big hill was in the old game, like what that kind of signifies or something. Trying to compare both the games.
Yeah, I really like this.
I love the music in this area because it's all... Ooh, nice shot.
Just really enjoyable.
Yeah.
More beetles.
It is nice to have a gun.
Yeah. What you got? More beetles. I try to use my will first since...
Yeah, that's a good strategy because it always knocks everybody out of the way. And then you can fire on them from while they're kind of disoriented.
Dog go.
Yeah, a lot of the people for this one just gave not as good of a review, and I think it's that they were just harping upon little details that they wanted to have fixed.
I like it. It's got so much detail. All the kinds of foods and items and all the people you interact with. You can nickname them. I mean, you can totally personalize it.
Yeah.
Games, but not the kind children play.
Oh, I know I do this.
Bandits.
Well, any other thoughts about this game?
Well, I'm sure when I have my character on too, in a little while, we can show the opposite kind of pathway to take.
Yeah. Well, I was just gonna show the house. But
Which one was it?
just the will use your house, just to show a building. You can show the same house or any house.
Oh, the
Just
homestead one?
Yeah. Yeah. Here's the tower. It's kind of neat. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
It's a pretty game.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, still prompting me to sacrifice more villagers. Let's see. It's me growling.
It's very weird.
It's funny to see mine. See, oh, I like the soft puppet. Uh-oh,
Oh.
messed it up.
The dog doesn't really...
Threaten. I like all the expressions. It's much better for your trophies in this game
Yeah.
than the original.
There's no, you know, like run around the town to pick up all the people with trophies. I didn't like that system anyway.
You play dead.
Yeah, you can tell the dog's evil because he doesn't respond to you
Play
too.
dead
Oh, there
too,
you go.
Okay, well, let's show your game.
Okay.
We'll switch.
Snug, come in here with us. Sweet little Snug. Tabitha. Boopy.
Now here's my avatar. That's
Okay.
coming up.
Hello, girls.
It's very serious looking. The mouth was the angry mouth, but I didn't think he looks angry. I just think I wanted something that wasn't just so overly happy looking.
Mm-hmm.
But I liked the sunglasses, and recently I added the hat because I just
Yeah,
kind
it's
of liked
nice
the way
hat.
it looked. Yeah, here's all the achievements I was getting. I got some of the same ones. I have some of the different ones from...
Yeah, you've played all the way through, so
Yeah,
you've got a lot I don't have. I'm
I have
still
all
very
these.
early in the game.
yeah. I took sort of a different approach. I decided this time I'd try to see if I could sort of play as, like, how would the most selfless kind of good hero, pure good hero would play as. Have the world respond accordingly.
Sweet pickles.
I like how they included the real old music from Fable, like just really kind of quietly in the background.
And so our story begins.
Because I've played through the whole game, I own the huge castle and lots of things that are very kind of...
Yeah, we got all the downloadable stuff on this one. And
Yeah. That's what I recently completed, was all the downloadable achievements and stuff like that. It's a neat, you know, anyone who says, oh, I'm not going to pay like $5 for an add-on to a game, is like, you know...
You're missing out.
Yeah, very much so missing out. My character looks kind of different. I like to wear the real black armor with the like holy kind of golden bat armor. Oh, somebody just paid me 47,000 gold.
You can show some maybe like
Yeah.
some action shots, like in some battle shots or something, or
Yeah.
the castle or something different, So you totally finished it.
Yeah. Oh, Boopy.
I would definitely rank it right up there with at least Fable 1,
Yeah. just recently bought Brightwood Tower, so that's the next thing I did. Hi,
He's
sweet
such a good
Pepsibo.
kitty.
In my game, I saw to it that the Temple of Shadows will never work again, so they kind of saw a different side to it.
Yeah, we always end up playing totally different games.
Although it's neat, rather than just slaughtering Oakfield's people, later as you let the town kind of grow, you actually really are able to let it grow. Yeah, I recently bought the tower. I have this neat gun that it's got 22 shots before you have to reload.
Wow.
I bought enough property that every few minutes they give me 1,000 gold, which is pretty good.
It looks like it's autumn where in
Yeah,
yours.
after the game goes on a certain amount, like everything kind of shifts to
Seasons
autumn.
shift, yeah.
I think these are going to be the same pods. Yep. Man.
Quickly Hobbs.
Alright, little guys. Oh, I guess there's still one. He's afraid of me. I got the highest level of electricity.
Sabrina!
This isn't natural. Help!
Ooh. It's still electrocuting him even after he's dead.
Wow.
Oh, it turned him to a skeleton. It electrocuted him
I
so
feel
much.
like I've known you all my life.
Meat trader lady. I also got these neat other kinds of clothes. Because I tried to keep one of each of the different outfits.
Yeah, I didn't.
I look kind of funny without anything. I don't have any hair or anything.
I didn't show like the chicken suit and weird things that I have. I have weird clothes. I should have showed, you know, all the different ones. But that's right. They're all gothed up so that they look similar.
Oh, Brina.
Sabrina.
There's that Halo one that they give you.
Yeah.
This one I just have, even though it's a female outfit. I kept it because it's a whole outfit, and I figured I might as well not get rid of it.
It's a queen outfit.
Yeah. This one I like.
Sabrina.
Sabrina. This one?
Mm-hmm. That's neat with the horns.
Yeah. Although I'm not evil, I like the way it looks, the Dark Chasm outfit. And there's ones that are just for show. This one's really for show.
Ooh, that's neat.
It has like a whole cape and like
You
everything.
could show like the castle or one of the towns or just something that
Yeah.
I didn't show, you know, maybe Bowerstone Market or your castle or something.
Yeah.
I like the whole interface of, you know, your maps and your quests and your belongings and
Yeah.
your clothing. It's pretty easy to work. And
I think it's better than the original one where you couldn't hold more than one of a weapon. That seemed kind of unrealistic.
yeah, remember when you get a gift, you'd have to like, you didn't get it because if you had one already,
Yeah.
it was a duplicate. That wasn't fair.
Well, I own the whole castle now.
Cool.
It's very expansive.
See, how can you complain about that? That's neat.
With this huge ornate throne. Also, there's a chest in here I keep closed. It needs like 50 silver keys to open. I read online that you get 50,000 gold out of it if you want to open it. I just kind of keep it in there. There's a neat big dining room, too. I think this goes to the dining room. Oh, this is the This is the reading hall. It's like a personal
Neat.
library with
Yeah,
a
that's
tree
neat.
growing in the middle, which was kind of neat. The final gargoyle was right up there.
Yeah.
You have to buy the castle to get all the gargoyles. Ooh. But it's kind of a neat little area to be in with all the books and everything.
That is neat.
The dining room's even really, really big.
You didn't have any children or anything.
No, I didn't.
It's too bad mine were taken away because I would have shown them. You could show some kids and stuff in one of the towns.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a neat formal dining room.
Here, I'll put it back to my outfit that I like that doesn't do funny stuff.
Tabitha.
Just the system is so much nicer. You get to put each piece on, you know, like in the right way that you want them to be, and that just seems like it should be something that easy. There we go. I like the black with like the real bright other parts. These guys, it's funny, you can... They always seem to come back. I had these weird other weapons too, that was the weird thing. Show off the two that are kind of neat. One is like this neat little pistol that called the Red Dragon. It fires really fast. Better. And then this other one that I found kind of neat. It's a flying lute, like a guitar.
That's weird.
But you use it like an axe, like when you're swinging an axe. So it's kind of a neat one to.
Maybe we could go to like one of the big towns.
Yeah.
Just so you can get a view of some of the other people and kind of...
Oh, Tabitha, you're attacking Pickles.
Be nice, girls.
Oh, come on now.
She was sitting there first, and then she kisses her.
Of course.
There you go.
Yay! Wow. I mean, wow! You're the best. What a hero. Show us.
She
Show
has the
us.
worship expression.
You really are a flirt.
Tabitha. I always have so many people following me in town. I wonder where the children are.
I love my life.
I own a lot of the littler towns,
Yeah,
so they really like me when...
where are all the children? I always have tons of children running up to me.
Oh.
I wonder where they are.
Maybe if you run through the streets of the town.
Maybe. That's the only... That's the only complaint that I had at all, was that when you play through the entire game, the game does get kind of laggy.
Yeah, I
like,
noticed you run slow.
yeah, like I can't run as fast as I can normally.
It's weird.
That was the only thing that everyone's noticed on every game, and it's like they could have done their work to keep that not a problem, because sometimes when you're trying to do things in a time like where it's like you only have a little bit of time
Where are
to do
all
them.
the children?
I don't know.
We definitely need some
Oh, there's some. They
There
were
they are.
playing, that's why.
I like when they're sleeping and they say things in their sleep.
Yeah.
Steel weapons are a thing of the past. The modern hero uses guns.
I'll try to do that.
Okay, well,
Overall, it's a really good game, and someday I'm going to go back and play a full corrupt evil hero
My
someday.
favourite colour is doggy colour.
where's your dog?
Above us all.
Well,
A giant
I won't give
among
Oh,
anything
okay.
away, but
I don't want to know yet. I haven't got there. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Definitely in the top 10 games.
Your dog's better than my dad, at least.
real fast anyway. Oh, they're piling in. This one just came with... Hi, Sweet Rose.
So these are the games from Xbox Live you can order.
Yeah, these are all the Xbox Live Arcade games. This one just we got free with Fable 2.
Yeah.
They're like just the pub game kind of games that you can play.
Just go right into it.
I'm the mayor, so it's free from that.
So you can gamble and stuff.
Yeah, it's all basically the same thing. The things I should show are these, which are kind of neat. They're like these things you earn in this. I should turn it down just a little. They're like all these really kind of neat. I like that one because it's kind of a cool looking one. All the maps and stuff you get to see. And you can unlock them before Fable 2 came out, which was kind of neat. As well as getting all these items and stuff that were kind of neat. What was neat was because people could earn money for Fable 2 and get them before they even, you know, it's a little too loud. They could earn a lot of money before Fable 2 even came out and then import it right into the game, which is kind of nice. Overall, it's just all the pub games that you can play in the pubs in Fable 2, but you can play them solely if you wanted to.
And then you have like Castlevania.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bought that one recently. It's an older game, but it's very neat. They're all piling in.
Oh, it's been snowing.
Yeah.
It's cold.
It's a good one because it's a good classic kind of one to have. You play as Alucard in this one. It's just one of those neat kind of old side-scrolling like kind of games.
Yeah.
You can transform into a bat and all the typical things vampires can transform into. A mist, you know, like that you can kind of wolf.
That's neat.
If you really start running, you can. You do all these
That's
neat
neat.
powers with the cross and with all the... I think the best one is probably the cross one, that one I did. Overall, it's a very neat game. Worth it for just like about $5 or so.
Yeah, very.
To get the whole old game.
And then what's the other one?
The other one's Castle Crashers. It
With all
recently
those little
came...
characters and
Yeah.
it's a neat one.
It recently came out by the Behemoth. They're like these online company that kind of started off of that Newgrounds website, and they decided they'd finally
Like
make an
Salad
Xbox
Fingers.
Arcade game. Yeah. He got a lot of fame from Newgrounds in the first place. They have kind of a quirky but kind of interesting art
Yeah.
style, which is nice.
Yeah, I like it
Looks like
whenever
it's
I see it.
hand drawn. There's some things that are kind of cute, like the little like animals and stuff. They pay a lot of homage to old games and stuff like that. This is really like those old kind of like arcade games where you all play at the same time. There's a whole lot of characters. That's what's really neat, and we're still even waiting for more characters to come out, which is great. There's all these different little ones. I ended up playing as the Blue Knight, but there's all these ones that kind of play through the game, like, which are kind of neat. And if you played Alien Hominid HD, the other Xbox Live game, and got at least one achievement, you unlock the Alien Hominid for this game too, which is kind of neat. I have Sherbert, the little cat, with me. Basically, it's just like one of these ones. It's good for playing with friends and stuff because it's like kind of one of those arcade kind of games. But you can, but it's a real fun game, very addictive because it's real easy to play and you can immediately start playing it. But I really like their art style.
Yeah,
It's
I do too.
It's very like hand drawn but really detailed, which is kind of neat. As the alien, he can shoot his little gun, which is kind of neat. Overall, it's a very worthwhile game, especially if you want to play like an arcade game with friends.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, this one's called The Last Remnant. It was kind of like, it was of course made by Square Enix, so the same people who make all the Final Fantasy games, so it's a very worthwhile one too. I played really far into it, and then got kind of stuck at some point, but it's a very, very good game overall for just a start in the series. It's basically about like these creatures called remnants that are these very beautiful, like elaborate animals of sorts, or like entities that you like that hold a lot of power and that people congregate around, and it just got really pretty art style, which is what I like the most about it. It's got, every town has their own like gigantic remnant. That's which I thought was kind of a neat like feature.
What were you saying about this one that's different in its gameplay that you liked?
Oh, it was different because you control a whole bunch of different characters all at the same time.
That's right. Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of a neat, I don't know, feature of it. This is a very pretty town. The remnant is called Illusion in this one. It's like this sort of beautiful ribbon that like kind of guides souls into heaven, which is kind of a...
And you're trying to find all the remnants?
Yeah, you like bind remnants to yourself, so you can kind of use them for help. This is the one in this town. It looks like this pretty kind of like angelic looking kind of thing up in the clouds, which it's got just really pretty like art style with the huge Gothic
and you said it's
buildings.
really got long gameplay. You could
you can just play it for so long because it's just got so much to do really in the game. So yeah, and it's got really pretty vistas and like long like looks
and
way off.
and you said that it's not like too hard, but it's hard enough that you really feel challenged. And
it's not too hard in some parts, and then some parts, like most Japanese RPG games, are just like, if you want to just devote your life to getting certain things, then you can get them. But overall, some things are pretty hard, but a good game overall.
Yeah, it should be. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Good graphics.
Just the same kind of Final Fantasy mentality, run around and bring stuff to people and do quests and stuff, save the world kind of like in the background. But overall, I think
But it's a little more innovative than some of the older ones.
Yeah. It's got a lot of new, like, kind of innovations, like, oop. I forgot the controls.
It's been a while.
Yeah. You have these whole groups of characters, which are kind of neat. That you can, like... There's all these different races of people. There's, like, these fish-like people, and...
Oh, yeah.
They're kind of known... There's all these weird, like, races of characters, which Square Enix is kind of known for doing.
I'll follow whatever orders
And you get lots of different people to choose from, which is always kind of a nice thing.
And the battle scenes were good. The characters were really interesting.
Yeah, they're like very, very
different.
Very different. Oh, I forgot the controls. There's a battle in this catacombs thing I can go right to. Even just to see a part of it, it's kind of neat. It's very innovative. Like, you press different buttons in battle, like, and if you can hit them just right, then you get kind of an edge over the enemy, which is kind of a neat thing. Like with all kind of Final Fantasy games, though, there is quite a bit of load-oriented screens and stuff. It's probably just because the graphics are really good, and they kind of roll in as you go into places. But it again got a lot of flack for some reason. I don't really know why. Overall, it's got a very good system. It's very stable, of all things. The neat thing about battles is you see the enemies, and then you slow down time to run over to as many of them as you want to, and then you get into battle with them. Yeah, and then you engage them by throwing like your energy out towards all of them.
That's different.
And it goes into sort of this weird battle element.
Keep them off balance and crush them.
You sort of pick what you want your characters to do, not exactly, and they kind of like intuitively know what's going on. That's what was unique, is like they intuitively kind of know what to do, which is interesting.
Come on, let's kick some ass. Check this out. How you like that? Finish it.
These guys are pretty weak, but oh, this is neat.
This part of it's pretty classic, though.
Yeah. The neat thing is in battle, it really depends on how you structure your units, sort of like in real battles, where like if
strategy.
Yeah, see, there's a button press. Like if you can hit it just right, you get to hit them harder than normal, and you can keep doing things. Overall, a very good game, though.
Okay.
I think.
Good.
Okay. This one's called Warriors Orochi 2. It sort of combines all of the stories from all of those Dynasty Warriors games, as well as all the ones with the Samurai Warriors games. And it's probably, like, if you have this one, you'll never need another one of these kind of games ever again, because it's got, like, every character from like, old Chinese and Japanese history, spanning, like, almost all of their history, and all of their legends and things like that, which is very neat.
It's like everything in one.
Yeah, it's got very over-the-top kind of battle values. That's what makes it kind of interesting, too. Every hero, anyone from those histories, if you ever wanted to know, like, or fight or play as them, like, you could play as them in this one. It's always very neat when you can find one of these kind of ones that has, like, everything that you wanted in it.
So you've played all the others, basically.
Yeah, and I wanted one that had all of the heroes from every single one of the games. Basically, the story behind the Orochi story is there's this demon dragon with all these heads that escaped from the underworld, and like he wanted to challenge his might against the world, so he like brings the greatest heroes from Chinese and Japanese mythology and history like alive and or back from the dead, like to help like fight him for honor. And it's a very interesting game.
And that's one of your favorite ones?
Yeah.
Because it just is a compilation of everything.
Yeah, just because it has everybody. Yeah. Like, you can play as any famous person from their history, like, at all that you wanted to, play as or have. It's very neat that it has so many of them.
Cool.
Time to turn chaos to ruin.
You can even play as some of the...
Death befalls any who step in my path.
That's Orochi.
The netherworld cannot contain me.
All of these famous demons and like generals who were very great in their time periods. Also, it's just got like a glut of different modes that you can play as and things that I can't even unlock because it would take, so long to like play as them. Like all the games, it's like all the Dynasty Warriors games where you just kind of run around hack and slash, killing tons and tons of different generals and warriors and stuff. The nice thing about this one is that you get, because that got kind of monotonous to just play as one character through a whole level.
Time to show off what we've learned. Let's get that dog shit.
In this one, you get to play as 3 different characters. You pick 3 at the same time, and you get to play as
You
all
switch
of them.
between them. And
Yeah, and in battle, you can like switch between each of them.
Okay.
It's just overall, you know,
Yeah,
if you're gonna
the
get
play itself is the same as the other Dynasty Warriors.
yeah, and it includes some better elements from each of the different games.
Okay.
Overall, if you want one of these kind of Dynasty
Just
Warriors
get
games,
that
just get Warriors Orochi 2 for the
Okay.
Xbox 360 because you don't need anything more.
Cool.
Okay, this one's called Mass Effect, of course. It's like a sci-fi epic where made by the same people who made the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic games, so you know it's good. Overall, it's just a very neat, like very visually kind of stunning game when it came out. That's what at least caught me into it. All the locations are just very, very beautiful and very neat. It's set in this an alternate universe where in like 2028 we found ancient alien technology on Mars, and it advanced our race like hundreds of years when we reverse engineered their technology. It's kind of the same system that the old kind of games are, the Knights of the Republic games. Where you kind of like choose in conversation what you wish to say to people and how they're going to like react toward you. It's very neat because you get to fully design your character and it plays it completely into the story, no matter the way you make them look or whatever.
You are not Prothean, but you are not machine either. This eventuality was one of many that was anticipated. This is why we sent our warning through the beacons.
It's got a very in-depth...
Looks like some kind of VI program. Pretty badly damaged.
I do not sense the taint of indoctrination upon any of you. Unlike the other that passed recently, perhaps there is still hope.
Did you play the whole game?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. How come I can understand you? Why aren't you speaking the Prothean language?
Overall, it's just a very neat, very in-depth game you can kind of like put a lot of time into. It's also got, yeah, very sci-fi.
My name is Vigil. You are safe here for the moment.
Basically, there's this ancient race of like people who like created you, and like you're kind of learning like where they came from and why they're extinct now, and
You choose what you...
yeah, and you get to, the neat thing is you get to choose on this wheel whenever you're talking, like what you want to kind of say to them. Like you can say a more kind of like forceful approach,
Yeah.
or you can have a more benevolent kind of thing to say.
Are you some kind of artificial intelligence program?
And the guy who does the voice of the main character is the guy who did the voice of Batman in the old cartoon, which is he's a good voice actor.
Chief Overseer of the Ilos Research Facility.
Why did you bring me here?
You must break a cycle that has continued for millions of years. But
I don't like to give too much of the details of the
Yeah.
story,
make the same
but
mistakes we did.
it's sort of like very, very epic when you get to the end. Like, very worthwhile game to play all the way
Okay.
through. Got multiple ways to play it through because you can play as a woman or a man.
Okay.
So, real good game overall.
Good.
The station is actually
There's the legendary edition helmet that came with Halo, is it 3?
Yeah, it was sort of like because it was ending the trilogy, it was a worthwhile way to get it was to get the kind of like ultimate version.
Yeah.
Anyway, I usually don't really like first-person shooters very much, but this one, it's because the story was so gripping and like really involves you in it. It just feels very like important because
It's kind of classic.
Yeah,
An exception for Halo.
yeah. Oh, something else came out just now. It's neat. Let me play the game already. Basically, you're the Master Chief. Anyone who knows Halo 3, he's become sort of an iconic game character now. The Master Chief is... In the last part of the story, you kind of break from this AI construct that you have. You leave her behind, and so it kind of just takes place of these aliens have now, found the location of Earth, and so now they're trying to kind of take over Earth, which is kind of you don't really want that to happen, of course. And they find some sort of old artifact from an ancient alien race, of course, that's buried deep under Africa, because it's the heartland of all life. And it's just, overall, it's a very neat game.
They let me pick. Did I ever tell you that? Choose whichever Spartan I wanted. You know me. I did my research, watched as you became the soldier we needed you to be. Like the others, you were strong and swift and brave. A natural leader. But you had something they didn't. Something no one saw but me. Can you guess? Luck. Was I wrong?
It's just got a very epic feel to it. Anyone who's played the other Halos, has to kind of have Halo 3 to kind of finish the fight. And all of their viral marketing trailers and things that came out beforehand were very, really beautifully constructed and very, to, really kind of
lure you in.
Yeah.
Damn. How far did he fall? 2 kilometers. Easy. Stay sharp.
It's got very good graphics for its time for the 362, which makes you really kind of want to play it.
Foreman? His armor's locked up. Gel layer could have taken most of the impact.
Overall, I just think it's, if anyone who really kind of doesn't usually play first-person shooters, and they wanted to get into a first-person shooter that has a very, epic storyline and a very kind of, gripping, what you want, on the edge of your seat, want to see what's happening next kind of story, they should either start with the first Halo back on the old Xbox and just kind of play through them so they can kind of experience the whole story.
Heavy lift gear.
And it's good to play in a group.
Yeah. Of course, they're really big.
You're not. Crazy fool. Why do you always jump? One of these days, you're going to land on something as stubborn as you are. And I don't do bits and pieces.
Also, it brings characters that you remember forever, kind of in the story.
Where's Cortana?
Don't make a girl a promise if you know you can't keep it.
It's one of the first-person shooters I've ever played that kind of really makes you really get emotionally attached to the characters.
Still in partial lockdown.
But overall, it's a very good game.
Look up here, sir. Okay.
Oh, Sabrina.
I would recommend it, of course, because it's the only first-person shooter I really got into and really liked.
Does it go into any, where you're shooting?
Kick off the training wheels, Corporal.
Yeah.
He's good to go.
Just takes a while.
Oh, this is kind of neat.
Hey, wait! The arbiter's with us! Come on now. You've got enough to worry about without you two trying to kill each other.
Enemies become friends and friends become enemies, which is kind of a neat thing. They got really good voice acting people to do very good voices.
We must go. The brutes have our scent.
And they must love the smell of green.
I think also that it's just got a very good first-person shooter kind of way of playing. Sometimes first-person shooters can be really flawed, but they obviously spent their time to really make sure that the kind of first-person shooter element of it was very fine-tuned and works very well.
So this is the action part, how the play is.
It's all about cover. Everything is about if you can get adequate cover. Oh, there he is up there. And you take all their weapons and stuff from them, which is kind of a neat element. There's always a new way to play it, every single time. And things happen, right in front of you that are dynamic, like that ship just flew down out of nowhere. overall, just very very good, solid game.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to show the actual play of the game a little. Okay, very worthwhile.
Yeah. Okay, well, just because these are kind of onto they're in like a category of their own.
They're
these
unto
Elder Scrolls
themselves.
games, yeah.
These are like a lifestyle. These aren't just games.
Yeah, these ones can take over your life for a long period of time.
First Morrowind, and then the better later one, Oblivion.
Yeah, there's anyone who's played Morrowind like for even just a little bit before they played Oblivion really has a level of kind of nostalgia for playing Morrowind.
Yeah, I've played both of them right to the glitchy end, and all the downloadable, and so have you.
Yeah.
So I'll do a whole update of Game Gallery just on those games, because I have hours of my own game saved.
Yeah.
I mean,
anyone who likes RPG, serious RPG element game, with lots and lots of content.
You just have to play at least Oblivion.
Yeah. And then if once you play Oblivion, it's really worth it to go back and play the foundings of the story.
I played Morrowind like the methadone to getting off of Oblivion, because what other game can you play 430 hours living as a vampire?
Yeah.
That's what I did in Oblivion.
And just the glut of items and armor and just stuff
houses
and people.
You make it your own world.
Yeah.
I mean,
Morrowind
it was
has
so
that.
immersive.
Morrowind has that even to an extreme, because if you like a house, you can just take it over, make it your own, I mean, we made that whole fortress our house.
I can't believe I finally finished, Morrowind, my Morrowind game, because you could play it for years.
You could just kind of technically play Morrowind and Oblivion just forever, because the dungeons restock and new stuff appears, and so
well, if they would ever patch the Oblivion.
Yeah, they need that one patch that makes the game work correct again.
Okay, now we're going to show just one GameCube game, just because we have a random one that's worth doing.
Yeah.
So, hang on.
Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting.
Okay. Well, it kind of went under the radar for like a really long time.
I played the first run through.
Yeah.
And then you played the second run through, and we still could play it one more time.
Yeah.
Unlock all of them.
It's basically like sort of a.
Would come to understand, fear as I have.
It's basically like just kind of a mystery kind of game, like where you're trying to just solve this kind of thing that spans history, like for a really long time.
It's very historically interesting.
Yeah, and very accurate too, which is kind of neat. There's basically these like kind of old Lovecraftian gods that like have existed forever, and like they're out in space, and like this old Roman legionnaire named Pius Augustus like is kind of caught up into it and becomes a lich.
And you're in the modern day.
Yeah.
What you play is all these characters through history that are trying to deal with these elders,
these gods. Sort of old ones in a way.
It's very brutal. I love it.
Yeah.
I love using the spells.
Yeah.
Okay, it's going. Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem.
As you beat the game, you get to unlock all these kind of things, and the last thing I was able to unlock was the feature that if you liked a certain chapter, you could jump right back to whoever
jump
you
into
wanted
something.
to jump to.
Because the battery is running out. You're in this house where your ancestors have lived and dealt with this through the ages, and you play as characters, and you play Charlemagne, or in the time of Charlemagne, and the time of everything up to the present day.
Yeah, that's what I thought was kind of neat, was that it was very historically.
Okay.
Just a very neat overall game.
Can you show a spell?
Well, remember every chapter you have to. That's right. I forgot about that.
Well, you're in this house, and you play all these different characters.
Each one of the characters is just like kind of like all tied to the ancients somehow in some sort of interesting way.
There's no way to do a spell.
Remember each chapter you have to get about Ithram through and then you find the book and stuff? I'll do a man
Go ahead.
One.
The spells are really the coolest part of the whole game.
Yeah.
Just hurry. Running out of... Do all your spells have that voice? It's hard to hear.
Yeah, those are my ones.
Oh, yeah. See, mine had a whole different voice.
There's also the other voices, though. Like...
Yeah, Chaturga. That's the cool part, is all the spells.
Gods have these neat, like, voices that they kind of cast their spells in.
Ulyaoth and Chaturga and... You can enchant your weapons, you can dispel magic fields, you can become invisible.
Yeah, there's
what
all
else?
these neat things that you can kind of do.
You can summon things, you can... It's a very brutal game. It's very hard. Very worth playing, though.
Used a lot of my magic enchanting.
Yeah,
everything.
and you go insane through this game. That's the cool part of it, is you lose your sanity.
Yeah.
And you have to keep trying to regain your sanity because it's so horrifying. And that's just...
While playing the game, which is just ridiculous at some point.
It just you're hallucinating. You don't know what's real, and you don't know... It tricks you so much you don't know what's real and what's a hallucination, and that's the most fun of the whole game, I think.
Yeah. It's really trying to kind of overcome your sanity, you know.